Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the This Feeling live stream. Hope you're good. I see some of you here. Anisbal, Tyler Inman, what's up? Welcome. Good to have you here for sure. I just released a new track called This Feeling, and you can now download it, stream it everywhere on your favorite platform. So make sure to do that, I guess. And we're just gonna hang out. I'm gonna open the project soon and show you a little bit about it. Maybe show some other music. So yeah, just Jacopo Moscadelli, what's up? Thanks for joining our live stream right now. Yeah, it's live on YouTube. It's been a while, so I have to get used to all the things again. Like I should have filled my water bottle, and now I didn't. So what's up, Silky Monkey? Long-time follower. Awesome, thank you. Always appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna come back real soon. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna fill my water bottle. In the meantime, you can listen to This Feeling, and we're gonna open the project up real soon. So I'll be right back. I'm back. How's everybody doing? Thanks, Silky Monkey. What's up, Snoopy? Thanks for joining. I just did a little live stream on Instagram as well. That was fun. A lot of questions. And I was like, I want to continue this on YouTube. I used to stream on Twitch as well. But Twitch, I haven't done that for a long time. I might go back to Twitch as well. But I don't really know the best option. So like, is it Twitch or is it YouTube that works best? I don't really know. Running up the stairs. Listen to me, I'm getting old. I will open the project now. So let's see. Just for you guys to hear what is in the project, and you can ask me questions as we go. So that's very fun, I think. But if you don't think so, it's up to you then. How long have I been working on this track? Well, let's say months, but in actual working time, very short. It's like I worked max of like 4 hours on this track or something. I just worked very efficiently. So yeah, there is just it's just a very basic track, let's say. And yeah, I just it was one of those tracks where I just started one day and then almost already finished the first version in like 2 hours. And then I added the vocal chops later and finished the track. It took me another 2 hours. So I don't know if you guys can see the project info. Yeah, it's like 3 hours and 43 minutes even. I don't think you guys can see it when I open it, but yeah, that's nothing. But sometimes it just works like that with the track. So you just start working on it, and then out of nowhere, you're like, "Hey, this is cool," and you just keep working on it. Really, I can work very fast sometimes, and then if the sounds are right away, then it just works. Tyler Inman, you love watching the Artist Coaching Podcast. Awesome. You produce a hobby. Deep insight of learning and the music process fascinating. Well, I'm very happy you enjoy our podcast. We enjoy making it, and especially for people like you. Yeah, that's what we do it for. We want to inspire and make a community that we would have loved when we just started out, and giving all our info, because I think that's how we grow um, let's say the creative part of the industry, and I think that's very much needed right now. We need creatives to start taking control, creatives to start uh, making records that they like, and don't listen too much to what the market's doing. Yeah, just start a new movement on your own. I think that's just very important for right now. So I'm happy you're a podcast fan. Yeah, that's just awesome. In the meantime, let me know if you guys have questions about the project. Um, I will show you, of course, what's in there. Yeah. So, um, Tyler Inman, you're still pretty bad, but my kids and friends like it. Well, that's a start. That's cool already. And as long as you also like it and like making it, that's the main goal. And move from there, I guess. That's what I always try to emphasize on everyone. Stefan Mijic, you guys are so valuable to you information wise, give you so much confidence. Well, thank you. That gives that kind of stuff saying that gives me confidence and inspiration to keep showing what I know and showing my experience. And it's just cool to share that. So yeah, thanks, man. Shall I just start with something here, which is the break? Let me know if the audio is working correctly. That's always a thing, of course. But yeah, these are the chords in the break, and what I like about them is, well, this instrument is awesome. This is a keyscape, Wurlitzer, and this is what I think is so important. If you understand music theory, that's great. If you don't, you have basic chords where if you change and add notes, you can make them tell more of a story. There's more of a melody inside the chords. That's what I tried to do with this track, and it takes a simple melody with simple chord progression to just that little next level, that extra feeling. And I think that's something that's sometimes overlooked, because notes here and there, like a sus note, I think you call it, or some kind of inversion or a different bass note, can really elevate your chord progression. So that's, yeah, just if you know music theory, experiment with it. If you don't know music theory, get to know music theory. I hear it, so I know what works. I'm very lucky with that. So this is what these are the chords, and I just, so it's like a melody in between the chords. And that's just, yeah, that's it's simple but also not, and that's what I think is the yeah, of like good melodies and good chords is the main foundation. It needs to be somewhat simple for people to be like, hey, um hey, that's cool. What's up, GH, is that how I say it, or GJH? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. Mako Viper, what's up? And everyone else joining. But also in the break, so this is a keyscape, like I said, playing the chords. I also added this. This is a Sin Master. It's like the preset is called Brave Wood. It's like a xylophone. And it's like I don't know if you know Busto or Basto, and he was like super big in like 2014ish, 2013 or before. He had amazing melodies, and it also inspired me a little bit. So it's like, it sounds a bit dreamy, maybe a little bit childish, and I think these Wurlitzer chords And later on, these silent chords or keyscape. What is this piano? I think Shinetron. Of course, how could I forget that? Of course, the vocal chops. Again, the vocal chops later, but gives it more of a mature feel because this is like a bit childish. But with these chords that have a bit more depth to it, it gives the whole track more depth. And then the bass comes in that Wurlitzer, which adds a lot, and that other, yeah, I don't even know what the instrument is, but you can see it here on the screen. A chimeatron. Never heard of what that is, but because of Keyscape, you can skip through the presets and this is without the vocal chops, obviously. So what I add there is, of course, a lot of those, like this is like a breath thing, and there's like this one. And some transition stuff like these white noise sweeps or a reverse synth. Yeah, so you just add a lot of like tension, let's say. So there as added these chords, which I use a lot. It's called Bronze, but this is the preset pad 19. It's from a pack I don't know the name of, but a pretty famous pack in the like 2014 era, I think. So that plays the chords. So that gives more depth again. And then there's this piano, which I wait, this one. This is a mellotron. So it adds a bit of mystery in the background, just a bit of vibes, a bit of like, yeah, just gives it a bit more feeling, a bit more width, let's say, and all those things added. And what I really like here is like this, I call it the Calvin Harris melody. It's like, it just, for some reason with these chords, and as you can see, it's not really on the grid because I played it in myself, but oh, it is on the grid. It's super on the grid. So I did quantize it. No, it's not fully on the grid. But that gives it a really cool feel, and the notes are a bit almost dissonant or something. So if I play it with, let's say, the Wurlitzer only, I don't know why, but it sounds like something Calvin Harris would do with a melody. So I call this the Calvin Harris melody. And you don't really hear it even if you're not paying attention to it. And that's stuff what I really like, because it does like add a lot for the vibe and for the overall, yeah. Of course, that's the vocal chop, but without, like, that piano is like in between there. I don't know, but I just really like that a lot. Yeah, that's the break. The vocal chops I made in a different project, so I will get back to that. So pretty awesome. How are we doing in the chat? Let me see. R&M, my chords are one of my signatures. Always so nice. Thank you. That's what I strive for sure. Always just chords that make you feel good, I guess. Vavas, what up? Thanks for joining. Edwin Garcia, what's up? All the way from Peru. Thank you for joining. Forbidden Strings, you started making music because of me. I really appreciate that. That's, I mean, it wasn't the goal when I started making music, because I just want to create, but it's such a amazing side effect to think about that. Yeah, guys like you started making music because of me. So yeah, amazing. From Russia, the Husky, hello. well, you've been listening to me since you were 8. That's amazing. Um, cool. I'll call you Joseph for sure. And thanks for the compliment. So, I guess a lot of people are interested in the drop, and it's a very simple drop. I also created a reel that I will post one of these days about it, but I think this is fun because in a live stream you can go a bit more into depth. This is the drop. Let's go to the lead. This is the lead sound. This is also how I started the project. I had this idea for the melody in my head. I'm not sure if I actually recorded a voice note, but I wanted to do something with a choppy vocal note. So this is the note. I'm going to show you it without any, let's say without any processing on. This is the female singing ah. Processing on. So reverb, soundgoodizer, that's it. And then later I link it to this channel where it has also some EQ. Take out some of the low frequencies. I hope you guys can see it all. Otherwise, let me know in the chat. But that's what I started with. So already that sounds cool. You can see how if I made this, I was already vibing to it. But I was like, it needs a bit more. Then I made the chords and stuff, but I want to show you how I finished the lead because I was like, it needs a bit more attack, a bit more electronic, a bit more body. And I used the Serum for that, and it's a 7 Skies preset. Just with the Soundgoodizer on, which does a lot. Because there's on this preset already some reverb and stuff. When you then add processing on top and distortion as well, and then add Soundgoodizer on top of that, it changes the sound a lot because it also has effect on all that reverb. And so there you go. That's super full. But then with that, yeah, human sounding human note, it gives it a human touch. And those sounds, because of all the Soundgoodizer compression and stuff, it just blends beautifully, I think. And I just really like that. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. So yeah, that's the drop melody. And I will show you now that with the kick and the chords, I kept the exact same rhythm, and I used the chords from the break. So this is the bass line. I'll take off the kickstart for now, because it's doing the sidechain. And that's just a silent synth master without any processing on it, so you can probably find this preset. I did have the track mixed and mastered externally by Bob from Crossnaders, Bob Sunday, but he may have processed the bass a little bit more, but not that much. It's a pretty good sounding bass. Pretty cool. Like I said, the same rhythm, but it plays the bass notes. And I did the same for the chords, and I used 3 instruments there. And it's this one that also in the. I also use this one in the break to play the chords, but then I have them here chopped up. And of course, you can hear the EQ there is pretty strong, taking out the lows. And with the Soundgoodizer on top, you can't miss with the Soundgoodizer. Awesome. Like I said, it's one of those projects where I made it in 4 hours. So I just like, okay, Soundgoodizer on, let's go, sounds good. I wasn't too focused on the details. I was just really focused on the vibe. And I can definitely say that's for me, a very good approach, because I don't get stuck in mixing one certain sound. I stay in the vibe of the track. So if the vibe's good and I'm adding stuff that adds to that vibe, you can figure out later how to mix. So you can go back and change the EQ, take out the lows. I sometimes even don't do that. I just throw things in that I want to build more on this vibe. And yeah, that's for me really important. So then there's a Synth Master, which has a really cool delay on it. It's also just a preset. And that delay really, yeah, it does like, because of that stuttery melody, it really works. Really cool. And then there is this, oh, it sounds so good. Like an organy preset. And yeah, there's some stuff on like EQ because it was really bright. Ozone Imager, which I haven't shown that much before, but look what it does. Normally it would be very mono. And the cool thing about Ozone Imager, I hope you guys on the screen can see it. It's pretty small. But here you can really see easily. You can hear it, of course, if you have good speakers, but you can also see, like, hey, that's very mono. And with a sound like this, I don't want it to be in the middle. I want it to be to the outside. So if I add the width to 100% and stereoize, then pushes the whole side. You can see what it does. It's really cool. And yes, it's hitting all these like boundaries or something. I don't really know. But like I said, I'm not too focused on that. You can all fix that with your master chain or after with mixing mastering. But it's the main thing is, does it sound good? Leave it in. Does it not sound good? Take it out. And that goes for EQing as well. Hey, that frequency, does it sound good? Put it in or take it away. It's a bit trial and error. And then I have all the elements for the drop. I just need a kick, and I use the kick that I use a lot. And it's actually two kicks. One is this, and the first time I used it is when I made a remix for Borges, and that's why it's called Borges Remix kick. And I just used the very top, and very simple, which I think is always funny, is I did just this. So I click the top here. Normally it's a bit longer. And from this kick, I used the bass because it's just a good bass. And then together, such a well-rounded kick. And there's no, I think someone in the chat before asked what the processing is on it, but there is no real processing on it. So I'll show you the channel. That's it. That's the kick, like. And for some reason, they blend perfectly together. And probably if you have someone very technical, they can see like, yeah, because of the phase, it aligns, whatever. I don't know all that shit. So I just think it sounds good. With a bass, I should turn the kickstart on though. Otherwise, it's not going to duck. And then with the chords, you can hear it's off because I have a sidechain trigger here. I can explain that. I have kickstart on here. Look, kickstart 2. And as you can see, the trigger is set to MIDI. Normally you can put it on sync and it just syncs to the project, but sometimes you want to take the sidechain off. So what I do is I set it to MIDI. Then I go to settings and I put the MIDI input port to 0. Then I take a MIDI out, which you can just add MIDI out and put that port to 0. So now anytime you play a note on that MIDI out, it will trigger the sidechain. So you can also do different rhythms. So if you have a kick that's not 4 to the floor, you can do different rhythms. And so it triggers it. So that's the trigger right here. It's just a 4 to the floor trigger. So here you can see if it's off, like it doesn't trigger the sidechain. So because there's no kick there, I don't want the sidechain to work, so it takes it off. And then it sounds like this. And you can hear it blends really nice with that kick. But then with the lead, and that's all there is, so there's really not a lot to this track. So yeah, I think that's one of those tracks. It's just like, yeah, it's simple, but it works. yeah, very happy. Of course, I have more drums later. I'll show you what those sound like. Let me see if there's some new questions because there are a lot of questions. If have I tried Serum 2? Yes, I'm actually working on a new track with Serum 2, but I am a preset guy, so I haven't dived into the all the stuff that's possible, and I'm not too much of a um maker of sounds. So I think I'm more of a programmer of sounds. But I will do a more deep dive into it, I think. But from what I've seen, especially like on Reels and TikTok, what people can do with it, it's pretty crazy. Does Serum 2 take more CPU? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I also have a bit of that, but I'm not too worried about that with my PC. Max Mal, what's up? R&M, how much does it cost to get the track mixed and mastered? About 600 euros, excluding tax. But that's also from someone I've worked with for a long time. And yeah, they're not gonna have the same price for the same project. Sometimes there's more work, sometimes there's less. But for sure, for around 4, 5, 600 euros, you can get a really decent mix and mastering these days. So I think something around that. But that's also my track's already like very much finished, so that could have an influence on the price. So if you have a track that really needs a lot of work, the price is gonna go up. So what's up, Ellen DJ? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm also happy to be making music live. I'm showing you what my latest track. If you just tuned in, this feeling is out now. Go stream it. It's an independent release, so it really helps me to get that track in all the playlists. Congrats from Ecuador. Thank you. Are most of the presets ones the ones I have saved and used before to save time? No, I'd almost never do that because I wanna. I think a certain sound is more based in a certain plugin. So if I Synthmaster has a certain sound to it, so I try to find new presets. I tweak new other presets to get to a new sound. But sometimes I have like in my head, I need a brassy sound or I need a more synthy sound or something. So yeah, it's like I don't like to use that much of the same presets because it's not very, you don't get very inspired, and you're gonna sound, every track's gonna sound the same. So Duke Fed, is this song Future House? Yeah, I guess so. It is labeled as Future House on the release, but I'm like all those genres, man. I don't really care whatever you call it. But Future House probably comes close. Old sounds, yes, it's an older sounding track, but I think with a very good switch for this year. Do I know the way with audio mode in Kickstart 2? Well, yeah, it's basically the same, but it's a bit more of a. It takes more links where you have to trigger the audio from a certain channel. It's just easiest for me is MIDI. What's the percentage on song you do your own mix mastering? Like I said, I basically mix and master my tracks. Then I play them out and I test them out, and they're already good to go. But then I have the mix and master come in to just, man, they are there's people who's usually trained way more technically, studied for it, and they can just get the track to the next level, get really rid of unwanted frequencies, and make sure that it's like really good for radio airplay and stuff. So yeah, but let's say I could release my version, and I don't think that the general crowd would. Hey, why is Fruity Loops? What happened there? Is it not visible anymore? I think. Is it? Is it? It is. Oh well, on my stream I can't say. Can you guys still see Fruity Loops in the chat? But yeah, so that's about my mix mastering. Isra Carter, what's up? Well, thanks for playing my record. It's gonna up the streams. Ellen DJ, if you want to collab with me, send me a DM. Upload your demo. send me a link on Instagram usually, and I try to listen to all. You can send them to my website as well. I have a demo drop, but I'm working on a new demo drop system because I really want to, yeah, get a good and fast system to check demos. HT, what's up from Japan? Thanks for joining in. Amazing. It must be late there, I guess. Israel Carter, yeah, with a vocal. I mean, I have a vocal chop on there, and I think that's gonna be it. I could do a vocal version, but that would only be interesting if it would really get traction and the radio would be interested. So that's something I then would consider. Am I open to work in bass house collabs? Well, yes, but I'm mostly I don't care about genres. I just care about a certain feel in the track. So yeah, just so you know. But the drop. So, should I show you some of the drums if I turn off all the synths? On the second part of the drop, there's also a counter melody which I want to show you. But this is the drums. So some shaker loops, some claps, and like you use sometimes some EQ on them, sometimes not. It's I don't find it that interesting because it's like you have to search for the right clap, and I'm doing that. It takes sometimes even some time, but when I then have the right clap, I'm like, that's a solid foundation. I do want to highlight this counter melody here. It's a serum actually, and it goes like this. Comes in the second half of the drop. If I turn off the vocal chops, it goes like this. And also, I didn't mention the breakdown effect, which is a pretty big thing in the track. If you hear the bass and chords. Wait, let me turn off all these drop effects and such. Oh, they're not. They're not. It's a deep blue tape stop, and it triggers right here with this automation clip, if you can see. Not very interesting. I can't really show you more about that, but it triggers it like a tape stop effect, which gives the track more energy. It's a little trick I used in a lot of tracks of mine, actually. So yeah, also in this one. Second break. I mean, here this thing comes back. The Chiniatron or something with this little melody. And the vocal chop, which I will show you in another project how I made the vocal chop, because I think it's awesome. So yeah. Do I still make music often? Yes, every day. Fly Hunter, I make music for the J Hardware project. Eggboy is a project of mine, EKBOJ, so check that out. It's pretty cool. Bloombox is a project of mine that I have to still launch. But for now, I'm focused on J Hardware releases, starting a label, and yeah, this is kind of the soft launch of the label, building it up. So soon there will be more info about demo drops and where you can drop your demo. And then hopefully next year we'll start releasing songs and collabs of me with perhaps some of you guys. That would be really cool. So yeah. Yeah. Not much else to add, but let's just dive right into the vocal chops. Oh. To the vocal chops project, I guess. Because that would be pretty cool. Is the vocal chops a sample of an old song? I'll show you. I'm going to open it and you will see. Because that's, I think, one of the interesting things about this project, and it might trigger your creativity. Umut Temeli, nice to see you here too, man. Thanks for joining. Pablo, thanks again for joining, man. One of the OG streamer joiners. Reminds you of Roller Coaster. Yeah, same. Little bit of that kind of vibe. I definitely agree. So, Neo Vix, what's up? Thanks. Pranav Barot, yes, Bloombox. Keep an eye on Bloombox. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, the vocal chop. We're in this project. Let's see if it all works. So I had the track, and I was like, I want a vocal on it. So I wrote my own vocals. You're not gonna believe it. Here's how I did it.
Sun goes up, never goes down. We keep dancing, spinning around. Feel the fire, hear the sound.
I'm gonna show you the whole thing.
Forever here and now. We don't chase the time, let it fade away. No tomorrow, no yesterday. Just the feeling, let it stay in this endless golden day.
That's it. So that's the lyric I wrote. I had like as a lot of songwriters do, let ChatGPT help me out a little bit. So you write a vocal and you're like, hey, I'm looking for a rhyme word for that, and then you kind of. I was just messing around, and with, for example, Suno, you can let your text be sung onto your chords, which is pretty cool. And you have A Studio, where you can, I don't know if you guys know, but A Studio, you can type in MIDI and put a melody in MIDI and have it sung, that melody. So it's actually, there's so many options, and Automate, then you can improve it. It's AI is crazy, but I did realize, because I was like, if you let AI just write a song, that just doesn't work. It just has a very standard way of songwriting. You really need to have in your head something to write about. Even a simple rhyme thing like this takes some effort. If you let AI do it, it really sounds cheesy. So I had this vocal.
Sun goes up, never goes down.
Pretty cool, but I was like, that's not gonna be a hit vocal. I want it to be an instrumental track to hopefully get more support. So if the radio's interested, maybe I'll have this vocal as a reference. But we're gonna have to see, I guess. So yeah, but there's this part in this vocal, and if you can hear, it sounds like this.
Taste the time, let
Here we go.
no
This.
tomorrow, no
Here we go.
yesterday.
This.
Just the feeling, let it stay in the.
So that is actually this feeling in the vocal chops, because I was like, why don't I chop up that vocal? With those AI things, you have the full rights to it. It's basically using a vocal sample from Splice. And yeah, I mean, that's what I did. The amazing Fruity Slicer, I don't know if you guys know this. Fruity Slicer is a amazing little plugin. Let's just go without any processing. Where it's automatically slices up your song or vocal, whatever you put in, into all these little bits, where you can just draw in draw in all these melodies and stuff, or little bits of the vocal. So if it's in the same key as your track, you can just play around with all the same notes. Then in the end, you can pitch them. I don't know if you guys can see the pitch very well on my screen, because I planted myself right in the middle, which is good for content later, you know, if you guys clip stuff. But here you can see I've changed some of the notes. If I drag one of these notes down, the note will play lower. So that, but I'm gonna show you what this sounds like. Oh, whoa, 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 yeah. So it's like it's almost like country in like this part. Just so like there's so many things and so many layers and so many things you can go with this. I also tried out tons of different melodies, but I think it's eventually you have to find something that's catchy, has a cool groove to it, because this you're already gonna go like this. Now I think of it, I should make a country edit of this. I think that like turn it down and have maybe an Boy remix or something. Let me see. Alia Music from Chile, what's up? Pranav says, so vocalists are kind of cooked. Well, I don't think so. I think what happens is good vocalists are still going to be needed. You need, for a real vocal track, I would also never use full AI, because that's just like, you're going to hear it. It's just morally a bit like, like I'm not sure about it. And for people who are really great songwriters but not very good singers, they can sing the song, have AI brush that vocal up, so it actually opens the door for more creative talent, I think. And I think that's awesome about AI. People are like, yeah, it's going to take away jobs, but I don't think it's going to take away jobs. I think it's going to create like opportunities for people that are creative. Like with songwriting, it's never going to come up with a cool concept or the depth that a song has, a good song that is written has, because it's not going to come up with new stuff. But it can help you find a rhyme word or change a sentence and give you a little bit of a hint here and there. So I think it's only going to help us out. And I think people like me should always strive to work with real vocalists. But I mean, for vocal chops, I was gonna use a splice sample otherwise, or I was gonna use a little melody. So it's like um yeah, it's. I mean, would I have had how do you say? Would I have had benefited a songwriter for this vocal? No, because I wouldn't have any songwriter involved anyway. So and I think yeah, that's the way to use AI. I think it's helping the scene forward. Home Studio has been following me for years, but never pressed follow. Come on, man, gotta press follow. Very important. And Neo Vic has been using AI for extra vocal layers or harmonies, exactly for stuff like that. It's awesome. I think it's gonna help creative people. And if this sounds harsh, but if your job becomes obsolete because of AI, I mean, you're not that good at your job, or yeah. So if my production skills, if I'm not gonna be able to make money out of making music, I mean, my music's not good enough. I'm not too afraid of AI taking me over, and if it does, yeah, I mean, that's just the way the world works. So yeah, I'll accept it. But one thing AI will never take away from me is making music. So to all you music creators, you can always make music. You don't need AI is not going to take that away from you. It might take away the monetizing aspect. Yes, sad. But I can still make music, and that is the most important thing. That is the takeaway for all artists, I guess. You can still make art. Yes, so disagree with me, agree with me, let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. But Lars, yes, Mr. Real is live on YouTube. I still had the YouTube live stream set up, so it was also easier. Henry from Mozambique, what's up? Thanks for joining. I'm definitely gonna release more songs this year. But I was explaining how So cool groove, and then you add a little bit of fab filter to take out the lows, and a soundgoodizer, and a Valhalla vintage verb reverb. This is a soundgoodizer. And here's the reverb. It's the basic default plug preset, taking out some of the lows, turning back the decay a bit, and it sounds like this. And then I added another layer, which is the exact same fruity slicer, but pitched up 12 cents. And the same, but pitched down. And I did take off some of the lows, because otherwise you can hear in some notes it's too much of a low frequency. That gives it a lot of body. So I like that a lot. So yeah, that added to the song. And that's how I came up with the name This Feeling. And I think This Feeling is just a cool... it's almost like meant to be, because I think this song is like, I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back to, hey, I just like making this. I'm not trying to be anything. I just want to make this kind of music, and I want to release this kind of music. And if you don't like it, whatever. If the market doesn't like it, whatever. I like it. And that's This Feeling. That encapsulates for me this feeling. And for a listener, this feeling can be so many things. So yeah, this feeling. That's what it's about, right? Have I tried asking AI to help me produce a song? Well, yeah, in songwriting or otherwise, not really. Like, but a lot of songwriters actually use ChatGPT, for example, to come up with some lines or some rhyme words. Yeah. Matt Dibal has been watching my streams since the Twitch days, 4 years ago. Yeah, I miss those days sometimes. So I am sometimes live, but not that often anymore. Mostly because I have a family. I have 2 kids now. And I want to make music. That's what I want to do mainly. So that's what I try to focus on. And I want to play golf. So I just can't be live that much. But I'm going to try to, especially every release, I'm going to definitely do a live stream. We've been almost live now for an hour. And I'm glad you guys are all joining. The live stream will be live, public, after, for sure. Do I use the FL stock compressor for the vocal chop? No, just Soundgoodizer, man, which is a multi-band compressor. It's Fruity Maximizer, actually. So if you go to Fruity Maximizer, or Maximizer, if I can find it. Is it Fruity Maximizer? I cannot find these. But it is an effect plugin, so I have to open the mixer. Is it Maximus? Yeah, Fruity Maximus, and then with presets, there's the Soundgoodizer ABCD presets. So now you know. Soundgoodizer is just some presets of the Fruity Maximus plugin. It's just easy. It's just one button, and I love those things. Yeah. Vlade, what's up? Thanks for joining. Neo was very skeptical about AI at first, but tech evolution is inevitable. It's better to embrace it and make the most of its potential. Yes, I fully agree, but I also think AI is certainly is a lot of times like put like sorry about that. That's just my my blood sugar alarm, so I need to eat something. Luckily, I always have protein bars lying around. Better to embrace AI. Where was I? Wait, let me eat. Let me eat first. You guys do some chatting or something. I'm diabetic, in case you wonder what the sugar alarm is. type 1 in case you're interested. It's not that interesting, but I will do some more story on that for sure. Um, so where was I? Better to embrace AI and make the most of its potential. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Um, it's often put away as the enemy of creators, but sorry, I'm eating. Maybe this sounds gross on the mic. I don't know, but I have to eat. It's often put away as like the enemy of creators, and are you going to be out of a job? I think you should embrace it as a friend. If you're a creator, use it to your benefit. Make the new stuff that people don't know is possible yet with it. And yes, some people like some graphic designers are gonna lose their job, I think. Um, but if you're a graphic designer now, use it to your benefit. Be the best at prompting for companies. Companies are still gonna have people that create their work, but they're just gonna be working with people that work really fast or use AI. So embrace the change. Yeah, that's what I think. Home Studio says try collabing with it. It's funny when you. It's so funny that when you do that, you realize it's shit, and you can't rely on it yet. Well, that's what I think with songwriting. Have AI write a song, like the words. It's terrible at it, and I don't think it will ever be really good at it. Because for a song to be good, like a song text, it needs to hit. Like it needs to hit the something in you. And if the melody and the song collide, and that is the exact same frequency, let's say, it can be so good. I don't think AI will ever will be that good because it needs to be relatable, for a human. I'm not fasting. No, I'm not fasting. I'm eating. Or is fasting something else? You mean? No, no, I'm not. Mm, it's a dietary supplement. Blah blah. Blah. Or you mean just fasting? I know what you mean. Have I seen Stimulant use Suno? Yes. Yes, Suno is a great tool. I saw the CEOs of Suno saying some crazy shit like people don't like making music. I don't know what he's on, but he doesn't understand creators at all. I love making music, and I love the stuff that he says I don't love. What he means is people that want to make easy money don't like going and put the effort in. And to that, I will say, well, yes, but those people are always going to be around. There's always going to be people that want to make money the easy way. But hey, that's why my name is Jay Hardway, I'm never going to be, that's so cheesy to say, but yeah, I mean, people love making music. I think a lot of you love making music. So, yeah. We need a spotless live stream like this. Yeah, I agree. I might one day show that project. Can I show what I'm working on now? Unfortunately, I have to go home soon to my wife and kids. So I can't hang around too longer. It's been an hour, and I'm gonna do more like this in the coming week. I think for sure. Coming weeks, I have to say, and when I release more music this year for sure. Why do the famous DJs in the world not come to North Africa and they go to Asia but South America, but they ignore Africans? Well, this is here's the thing. I would love to play there if there's clubs that would love to book me, and that's a bit of the thing where it becomes very difficult. but that goes for a lot of places. I'm not playing a lot in Europe now because where are the clubs that book me? So you tell me some clubs and I will try my best to go there. And now it becomes a thing of it needs to be viable economically. So there needs to be some money that can be paid to me, because otherwise, yes, I would love to do shows for free, but I also need to rent a studio, pay my mortgage. And yes, I can do definitely some shows in a year where I don't make any money, but there still needs to be some money for the flights, for the hotels, for my crew. So that's where, money needs to be made. And that's where the difficulty comes in. The budget is not as high in a lot of places in the world right now. So, yeah. But, yeah, man, I would love to come to North Africa to play. Some questions here. Is the audio good, by the way? Does the music need to be louder? I'm just chilling my new song. Go stream it, of course. Yeah. About Jay's or Eggboy's discography, have you considered making an album yet? Yes, I'm making EPs with Eggboy. With Jay Hardway, I tried making an album, but I feel like Jay Hardway isn't about an album. I think an album is not what Jay Hardway stands for. I think Jay Hardway stands for living in the moment and releasing music in the moment. And I make right now what I feel like, and I put that out there as soon as I can. I think that's what Jay Hardway has always been. Probably will always be. I am working on a special EP, which may be more info soon about where I'm going to release that and stuff. Livestream a song from scratch. Yes, that would be fun, but I have found it doesn't really work always that well. Toy Tops, the day is going great. I'm going to end the stream very soon. And Maddie, if you want to get into music, what would I recommend to take the initiative? Start right now. Download FL Studio demo version. Start. Download GarageBand. It's free, I think, on Mac. Just start making music right now. That's the initiative I have. If you want to get into music, start making music. Start making music. Put it out there. If it sounds shit, no one's gonna care. I have a YouTube account that no one knows about, that I put music out. You can find it under Attacker Jopke. It's horrible music, but I think it's even still out there. But that's how I started. It's about starting making music, and I look so wise with a pen, I know. Start making music, and then put it out there. And I mean put it out there. Put it out on YouTube, put it out on SoundCloud, put it out on TikTok, put it out on Reels. This goes for every level of artist. I don't care how big you are. Put it out to your friends. Put it out to your school friends, to your everyone. So that's how you get the ball rolling. Yeah, that's my recommendation for. Why didn't I make? Arkan Vivo is asking, why didn't I make big collaborations with famous artists like Martin Garrix? Dude. That's literally how my career started. I started making music with Martin Garrix. But, or he means like Martin Garrix did with Dua Lipa and stuff. Well, Martin Garrix is of a different level. He's of next level, and he has worked with the legends of the earth like U2 and stuff. So, I would love to. I'm just not at that level yet. Maybe one day. Do I have any tips on how to become part of a label, create music, and not just one good track, but more good tracks, and then labels will recognize your name. I have people that I play in my radio show. I'm gonna play some Eggboy. I'm getting a bit. You have to imagine, I listened to this song 1,000 times before I released it. Gotta be real with you. Sometimes you get sick of your own songs. I'm not sick of my own songs, don't worry. But for today I am. I need to go quit the stream and go home. But how would you become part of a label is to upload music and then send it to them. So you have to start making music and uploading it before you can get to a label anyways. A piece of advice for someone who gets lost in melody creation. What do you recommend? Yes, I'm still... this is Sanford Cruz asked this. PayPal loves my music. PayPal me some money, man. If you're the real PayPal. Sanford Cruz asks a piece of advice for someone who gets lost in melody creation. I get lost sometimes in melody creation. Yes, a piece of advice is try to pour your melodies into a certain song structure. So you can go to a genre, say I'm gonna make a song like that with my melodies. And once you have a song structure, you have a layout of a song, you start to hear, hey, this is where this song's going. Make a full song. That's my advice. Finish a song. And focus on a vibe also. Just focus on a vibe for your songs. Do I still take photos? Yeah. What do you mean? Like, yes, of course. Or do you mean post photos or new press photos I need? But yeah. Can you upload Epic Music to Spin-In? Does Spin-In support trailer music? Maybe. Try it. Just send it to them. Hey, to everybody still watching, we have 41 people watching right now, which is actually pretty awesome after an hour. I'm pretty proud of that and thankful. But as we say in Holland, there's a time of coming and there's a time of going. That's very well translated. It sounds very wrong. But thank you all for joining. And I will hopefully see you somewhere around the world or online. Thank you for streaming my track This Feeling. If you haven't yet, go stream it. Add it to your favorites and stuff. Bjorn, I knew you were watching. That's why I made that Dutch joke. Like Dutch, like literal translated. It's always funny. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Pablo, Bjorn, Forbidden Strings, Home Studio, Arcan Vivo, David, PayPal. Thank you, man. I use your services a lot. See you guys soon. Thank you for the support. And on to the next song. Peace.